If you've ever found yourself stuck in a cycle of pain, confusion, or emotional exhaustion in your relationships, this episode is for you. We're not just talking about identifying toxicity. We're going to learn how to break free from those cycles, heal, and build healthier connections moving forward. Let's begin with a fundamental question. What exactly is a toxic relationship pattern? A toxic relationship pattern is a recurring cycle of unhealthy behaviors that cause emotional, mental, or even physical harm. These patterns can show up in many forms: manipulation, codependency, gaslighting, emotional unavailability, passive aggressiveness, or controlling behavior. Sometimes the toxicity is loud and obvious. Other times, it's subtle and sneaky, wrapped in charm or disguised as care. Why do we fall into these patterns? Often, they stem from early life experiences. If we grew up in environments where love was conditional, inconsistent, or abusive, our brain might normalize dysfunction. We may find ourselves drawn to familiar chaos because it feels like home, even if it's unhealthy. Another factor is low self-esteem. If you don't believe you deserve respect, kindness, or support, you're more likely to tolerate mistreatment. Trauma, abandonment issues, or unresolved emotional wounds can keep us stuck in toxic loops. And here's something crucial. Toxic patterns aren't always caused by the other person. Sometimes we carry our own unhealthy behaviors, people-pleasing, avoidance, jealousy, or control into relationships. Recognizing these patterns is the first step toward breaking free. So how do you know if you're caught in a toxic relationship pattern? Here are some common signs. Constant drama. The relationship feels like an emotional roller coaster. There are constant highs and lows with little emotional stability. Walking on eggshells. You feel like you can't express yourself without setting the other person off. You're always careful not to upset them. Feeling drained. After spending time with the person, you feel emotionally exhausted rather than uplifted. Lack of mutual respect. Your needs and boundaries are dismissed or violated. There's a clear imbalance in power and respect. Manipulation and control. You're guilt-tripped, gaslighted, or controlled in subtle or overt ways. Fear of being alone. You stay in the relationship because the fear of being alone is worse than the discomfort of being mistreated. Repetition of the same fights. Arguments go in circles. Nothing truly gets resolved. If you recognized yourself in some of these signs, you're not alone. Acknowledging the problem is painful, but it's also powerful. So if toxic relationships are so harmful, why do we stay? The answer lies in psychological hooks. These can include trauma bonds, emotional attachments formed through cycles of abuse and intermittent reward. Think of it like addiction. Your brain gets hooked on the few good moments despite the harm. Hope for change. You believe if you just love them enough or fix yourself enough, things will get better. Fear of abandonment. This fear can be paralyzing, especially if you've experienced neglect or loss in your past. Low self-worth. Deep down, You may believe this is the best you can get, or all you deserve. Social pressure, fear of judgment, shame, or stigma can keep people in toxic relationships. Understanding these reasons isn't about blaming yourself. It's about reclaiming your power and realizing that emotional captivity is not your destiny. Now, let's get into the practical steps to break free from toxic relationship patterns. 1. Awareness is key. You cannot change what you don't recognize. Journaling, therapy, or honest self-reflection can help uncover patterns you've been blind to. Ask yourself, what are my relationship patterns? Do I often feel small, scared, or ashamed around certain people? What emotions come up most in my close relationships? 2. Set boundaries and stick to them. Boundaries are not punishments, they're self-respect in action. Decide what behaviors are unacceptable and what you need to feel safe. Communicate these clearly and enforce them without apology. 3. Seek support. You don't have to do this alone. Talk to a therapist, join a support group, or confide in someone you trust. A support system can give you the clarity and strength needed to make tough decisions. 4. Cut off or limit contact if necessary. In some cases, especially with abusive dynamics, going no contact is the healthiest option. Other times, you might need to gradually distance yourself while you heal. 5. Rebuild self-worth. Start treating yourself the way you want others to treat you. Practice self-compassion, affirmations, and activities that make you feel strong and whole. Surround yourself with people who reflect your worth, not your wounds. 6. Replace patterns with healthy ones. Once you've broken free, don't rush into new relationships. Take time to learn what healthy love looks like. Educate yourself on communication, emotional intelligence, and attachment styles. Learn to recognize red flags and green flags. 7. Be patient with yourself. Healing is not linear. You might relapse, second-guess yourself, or feel lonely at times. That's okay. Progress is made through persistence, not perfection. Breaking free is not just about ending a relationship. It's about ending a cycle. That cycle might have been passed down through generations. It may be something you've repeated for years, but today you have the chance to change your story. And remember, freedom is more than just walking away. It's rebuilding yourself. It's choosing peace over chaos, love over fear, and truth over illusion. When you start choosing healthier relationships, you might find they feel boring at first. That's normal. Your nervous system has been wired to equate drama with love. But real love is safe. It's calm. It's consistent. And with time, your body and mind will adapt to that calm as the new normal. You deserve relationships that nourish your soul, not ones that drain it. You deserve to feel seen, respected, and cherished. Breaking free from toxic patterns is hard, but staying in them is harder in the long run. So take the first step. Speak your truth. Set your boundary. Ask for help. Walk away. Whatever that looks like for you, just know you're not broken. You're becoming whole. Thank you for watching.